And I have another question, and I can never promise that it'll be my last because
No.
something else will pop in.
No. I love questions.
Okay.
Makes the
So
videos more interesting.
I think it was on the green parakeet where you were doing the shadow on either side of the bird. And you said you didn't want any transparency in the shadow to show through. So you were getting the terracotta really, really dark in those areas. So what would make you make that choice?
In the background, you mean?
Yeah.
The green parakeet.
Yep.
The green parakeet in the background.
Yeah,
on it's a very dark background.
Okay.
It was a very dark background. I knew I wanted to make it that dark. Because I liked how it set the bird off. And honestly, if you're unsure, like if you have a similar image where, you know, you're asking me about this, how did I make that decision? So it makes me think that you might have that decision upon you at some point. And if it's a similar situation where you have a background, the background of your photo is dark. You just have to decide if you're going to make it that dark. If you want to make it that dark, you should have maybe some kind of a reason, even if the reason is only you like how that looks. Okay. But if you're going to make it that dark, when I underpaint it with the terracotta, I want that terracotta to be flat. So I'm going to add a second layer of the terracotta. And I think that I do that because I might not know how much blending, like I put the darks in there and then I kind of blended them a little bit into that terracotta. I'm not quite sure how much of that blending I'm going to do, but I know I want that base of terracotta to not have like any of the gold or the white or the gold showing through it, because that'll make it lighter, you know? So I want it to be as flat, as dark as the terracotta will get. So therefore I'm going to put 2 layers and just have a flat application. But I think is that what you were thinking of? Is that what?
Yes. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't want any variation. You just wanted
right.
No
now,
gold
if you know you're just going to make it black, I mean, you can just like not underpaint it at all and then put black pastel in there and then smear it into the surface until it's black. That's a slightly exaggerated option. But I never know. I just want that base tone to be as close in value as the pastel that's going to go on it. Now, I didn't want to prime it with black because I think I like to reserve that for things that really are black in a painting, like the local color is black. The local color of that shelf behind the bird was not black. It was just a very dark shadow. So with the terracotta underneath it, it maintains that sort of a color, you know, something. Even if I end up smearing all that in, it ends up just looking like a purple blue or something. Maybe you can't see any of the terracotta underneath it. Well, that's what it ended up with. But that's maybe not how I thought it might end up when I started. So in order to keep my options open, I just put solid terracotta. That way, if I want more of that terracotta showing, I have it there underneath. I guess that's how my brain works. I just knew that, like, if I didn't want to apply the pastel and blend it in thickly, then I would want whatever's underneath there to be a nice showing of something. Like if I wanted the underpainting to show right there, then I would want it to be the terracotta. So I guess that's why I did that.
Thank you.
Otherwise, you know, I could have just pasteled it with blue on top of gold, blended it in. But I bet if you try that, if you take a terracotta board and a gold board and you try the different colors on there and blending them and all that kind of stuff, I bet you'll see a difference. And I bet you'll like the dark colors on top of the terracotta much better than on top of the gold.
Okay.
Even if they're blended.